Welcome back to Carbon's hot, sweltery garage in southeast Texas. It is about 100 degrees out right now, and I am going to be replacing the HVAC control unit on my 2011 Jeep Wrangler JKU. The reason for that is not the common yellow blinking light over here. Instead, the actuator that drives whether the air is going down to your feet, up to your face, up to the defroster, that actuator is just randomly changing away from the vents, which is keeping the air conditioning going in this hot summer, and it's putting it down at my feet, mostly down towards the feet. And so it's not coming out full blast up through here. I've replaced the actuator before already, and that did not resolve the problem. And it's kind of hard to describe. So let me show you a video of it just randomly, without any assistance from me, just moving positions. So as you watch this video, watch that pink dot. When it's all the way down towards the bottom, that's when it's going full face. And as it goes up towards the top, that's going down towards the ground and then up towards the windshield for the defrost. And you can see on its own, it's moving around a little bit, and that actually makes a big difference in where the air is going, whether it's out through the vents or down to the floor. So since it's doing that, I'm assuming it's this HVAC control. I'm kind of guessing, but I can't think what else is going to be. I haven't seen any videos on YouTube with this particular condition. So let's take this apart, replace it, and hopefully that resolves the problem. So first, the whole left side of the dash trim pieces need to come off. Thankfully, I don't have to move my flock or my hula girl, but I do have to take off that left side of the console trim. To start doing that, at the very top, you can see I don't have anything aftermarket on the top, but there's a little rubber liner in the tray in the center. Pull that rubber liner out. You need a 7mm socket. Remove the one screw there. Then use a panel trim pry tool or something like that so you don't scratch the plastic, but you've got to pry out the controls for your power windows. And it might be an empty tray that's in there as well if you don't have power windows. So let me show you the connector for the power window switches. It's pretty short, so you need to pull the switch out and then twist it a little bit, and this will be pushed all the way over, be locked in place when you find it. So you just need to slide this red tab over and then push on the back of the connector, this release right back here, and then you can separate the switch housing from the wire harness. And this is what the switch housing looks like once you remove it. You can see it's actually pretty large. The connector's pretty large, and that red tab and the connection is right here on the side of it. And then once you've got the switch out, this is the 7mm socket to the fastener that you need to remove. And it's not in there very tight, so just screw it out. Once you have the center screws removed, then the next thing you need to do is remove the trim for the knee kick plate, and you're going to have to remove 2 screws from there. But to remove that plastic piece, you just gently, some people pull down from the middle, other people pull down on the 2 ears of it, but either way, there's 6 plastic tabs in there, clips that are holding it in place. So you just need to pull it away from top to bottom and adjust the height of the steering column as you need to have access to do that. Once you've removed that panel, you've got these 2 screws, one on the left side, and then over here on the right side, same thing. Just remove those. 7mm hex head is all you need. Once you've got those 4 screws removed, you should be able to gently pull the trim piece away. It should all come clear of the radio, assuming you have a factory radio or something close to factory installation. Just be gentle pulling it apart. Watch out for your duck flock in your hula girl and anything else you might have. And then, of course, you can raise and lower the steering column to help you get it off or on the steering column as well. And then you just set it aside. Now we're finally able to get to the HVAC controls. You need to pull this whole unit out, another trim piece. These 2 little tabs at the top look ideal for yanking on. I think they might break, so I'm just gently going to use my trim tool to go all the way around, separate all the clips that are holding this in place, and then pull the whole piece out. You can see it doesn't come out very far, and you have to remove the electrical connectors, and that includes the connectors on the 2 power outlets, and then also the wire harnessing for the actual controls that are behind the panel. But those are just a couple of tabs you need to release and remove, and then you can get the panel free. Here we are. Here's the panel, and here's the back side of it, and here's the part number for this particular one. And that's an important part, is that you have to make sure you get the right part number for your vehicle. These are all potentially different depending on the features of your Jeep, the trim, the VIN, all that stuff. So make sure you get the same part number. Make sure you, when you go look online to find the part suppliers like Mopar, put in your VIN number. Just make sure you get the right one, or take it apart, get the part number off of your current part, and then look for that exact same part number. And now that I have the trim piece removed from the Jeep, it's just 4 Phillips head screws to get the climate control unit out of that trim piece. All right, so here's the old one, 55111168 Alpha Delta. Here's the new one, 55111168 Alpha Echo. It's a slightly upgraded software inside. It's not brand new, it's just new to me. It came off of eBay and came out of a junkyard, definitely way cheaper. It should be fully functional though, and obviously it looks just the same as the one that came out, and they're both in really good shape. So let's go put it back in. It's just a matter of putting those 4 Phillips head screws back in to secure it into the climate control trim piece. Putting it back in the Jeep, first we're just going to mate the electrical connectors, then we'll turn the Jeep on and make sure that everything actually works. But you just hook up your electrical connectors just like you disconnected them. It's worth mentioning that since I didn't disconnect the negative battery cable from the battery, there's power going to the switches, and so as soon as I plugged in the harness for the climate control, it started running the various actuators through the home finding or the reset sequence. You could hear all the actuators moving. So I already know that there's connectivity, and the computer in the climate control unit is talking to the Jeep. Now you just turn the Jeep on and see if it actually works completely. So once you've plugged it in and you've checked it out and you make sure that it works, then you just have to put the trim pieces back together. And that's just as easy to put back together as it was taking it apart. So first you put the climate control unit trim piece back in, put the big dash piece back in, and then close up where your knees go underneath the steering wheel. And really that's about it. Make sure you secure those 4 screws, and you should be good to go. Well, I'm happy to report that that did the trick. Replacing the climate control unit, it stays fixed on face. Here in the hot Texas summer, I'm getting full blast AC. It's exactly what I needed, exactly what I wanted. And now we know how to replace the control unit. It's really simple. I would say the hardest part is the pain to the pocket. If you get a brand new one from Mopar, you're looking upwards of 300 bucks. I got mine used off eBay. It works just fine. I'm sure that the Jeep it came out of had other problems, but climate control wasn't one of them. So I've got that used part, worked great. Information in the video description. Thanks for watching. Hope the video has been helpful. Comments or questions, leave them in the comment section. And until the next video, take care and have a good one.